Hello, my name's David, and I like making little models, 3D models of houses. I've always enjoyed doing them in AutoCAD or some sort of CAD program, and recently I started printing them. Um, and so this is just another house, but this time I've got TPU as the furniture and stuff. But so I'm going to do a quick demo on how to make a little house using Tinkercad. We're just going to design this house right here and go from there. All right, so let me close this. So this is not necessarily a tutorial on Tinkercad. I mean, I'll go over some of the steps. It's always good to start with a sketch. So this will be our sketch. Will have a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, front door, kind of living area, kitchen over here, bathroom, bedroom. In this video, I'm not going to do furniture, but I just kind of wanted to sketch it out there. So I'll reference back to this during the demo. And then in Tinkercad, I prefer to work in millimeters, especially for floor plans, just because it's easier. It's a nice round unit. So I'm going to use a scale 3 inches equals 1 millimeter. And so then I have a little table down here that just allows me to plug different values in and see how many millimeters it actually is. So I'll reference this as well during the process. All right, so to start, we're in Tinkercad. I'm going to leave my snap grid on at 1 millimeter. And I will say Tinkercad's great if you have 90-degree angles, and that's what this is. If you get 45s, they start becoming a little more difficult. So we'll start off, we're going to make a floor that needs to be 18 feet by 28 feet, which in our Excel file translates to 18 feet, 28 feet, so 72 versus 112. So minimize this. So I'm just going to come out, drop my rectangle, click on my squares, 72, nope, 72, and 112. And then I'm going to just set the height at 2 millimeters. Seems like a reasonable floor thickness. And we'll stick it kind of in the middle of the room. And I tend to like to make the floor transparent for easy reference as to what I'm looking at. Okay, so then we need to build walls. So we're going to drag out another red square. And I tend to make my walls 2 inches, which is 6 inches on our scale, or 2 millimeters, which is 6 inches on our scale. And this is still going to follow the 112. And then we need to determine a height. So if we come back to the Excel file, we'll give it an 8-foot height. So I go 8 feet. That's going to be a height of 32. And actually, I'm going to set this as my base. And if I go D, it raises it to this plane. So you can create your plane, drag that here. So I said 8 feet, right? And then that was 32. So we need to make these walls 32 millimeters high. And you may have to scale this up or down to fit on your particular print bed. Alright, so just zoom in real quickly. This is where a snap comes in handy. Yep, that all looks good. And this is a model. It does not, I mean, it's going to be at least with my printer, it's about the size of my hand. So it's not perfect. You know, don't worry about getting down to the 1/8 of an inch of some sort. I'm going to do Control D for duplicate. I'm going to copy this wall over here real quickly. And just make sure it kind of snaps into the right place. I'll do Control D again. Oh, I got to select one. Control D, grab that. I can rotate this 90 degrees, stick it right there. Come on. There we go. I think that's good. Yeah. And then we'll just shrink this back. Make sure it runs into the edge and it's 2 millimeters and 72. That's right. And if I click this one, I can go Control D. And I can bring it down here and call that good. All right, so there's our 4 walls. If we come back here, make this bigger, we're going to come off this back wall 12 feet, and then we're going to go 12 feet over here to get the bathroom breakout. So if we go back to our Excel, 12 feet is 48. All right, so I'm just gonna do a Control D here, Control D, we'll pull out this far here. So we need 48. So we have a couple ways we can do this. You can technically, if we delete this again, we can go select Control D, and when we move this out here, we can tell it to go 48. Is that what I said? 48, I believe. 1248. Yep. And so then that is going to be, we can count these 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's 8. So it took it kind of from the center to center. All right. And then let's do the same thing here. We're going to grab this one, and we'll go Control D, and if we move it, we can say we want to go negative 48 and call that good. All right, and then we need to shrink this wall up, so I'm just going to grab one of these ends here. You can retype the numbers if you want to, but that seems like a lot of work right this second. All right, so there we go. We have our bathroom and bedroom. Now we need a door in these, so we're going to bring another cube in, and doors are normally, call them 6/8, so if we come back to our Excel thing, 8's 75% of a foot, so we're going to go 6.75, so that's 27 millimeters, so we'll make the height 27, and then a door, we'll make it 2 for the width, just like the walls, and a door is generally 2.5 feet. Your front door might be 36 inches, but we'll say 2.5 feet, so that's 10. So we're going to make this right here 10, and then we will Control D, and then if I do Control D again, it sticks it over there, and Control D again. Perfect. And we'll actually make the front door 36, so that'll be 12. Okay. So I really only needed 2 of those. Well, we'll do something else. Okay. So to put the front door in, I generally just kind of offset them 1 millimeter from the edge of a wall. It gives you 3 inches in theory, kind of for the return. You can see it back here. You can see the 1 dot there, but another way to help is if you pull it out a little bit, it will, you can see the line there on the bottom, so it helps you count a little bit with that grid. Oops. Undo is your friend when you make a mistake. Alright, so there's the door. We'll cut that out in a second. I'm going to grab 2 of these, and we will rotate them 90 degrees. And this will go into the bathroom. This will go there. Alright, so I'm going to make sure I have my reference right. Nope, I don't want to copy my picture viewer. Okay, so I'm going to put the 2 doors right there. That's fine. So once again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come up to the edge. I'll give it 1 cell, which is 1 millimeter or 3 inches, and put those in. Okay. And then we do need a closet here real quickly. So that's what we got to build a couple walls for that. So for the closet, we like to be 24 inches deep. So I'm going to go Control D from this wall, and I'm going to pull it out. We'll say negative 24. Oh, 24 is 2 feet is 8, I think. Negative 8. There we go. All right, that seems a little more reasonable. And then we also need to shrink it up a little bit. So I'm going to go Control D here, and we'll drag this over so we have a place for the closet to end. And here we can just shrink this down to here. And same thing over here. And if this is your house, you're going to have some actual dimensions you're really working on. My picture doesn't have any real dimensions for this. And let's put some bifold doors in this closet. No, do it. Keep a spare one just sitting around. We'll rotate this 90 degrees, and we'll make it 4 feet. Where are you at? Nope. All right, let's see here. Let's do -90. Okay. There we go. I had it off a little bit of the angle. So 4 feet. Let's try 5 feet. We'll see if we fit a 5-foot wide bifold door in there. That's 20. All right, so I'm just going to drag this over here. And we can try to kind of center it. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's move it over 1. And we can push it back. Oop. There we go. All right, so there's a closet door. There's a closet. Perfect. But we probably want some windows now, right? So let's come over here and let's make our windows 5 feet wide by 4 feet tall. So 5 is going to be 20, 4 is 16. So make you 20. Now if we're making this 4, remember we had this original height of 27 for the top of the door. Windows and doors generally kind of run along the same line. So if I'm going to make this 16, we need to use this little cone up here and pull it up until we get the equivalent of 17. So that would be 11 here. This bottom part, 11 plus 16 gives me 27. And I will do a Control D and Control D. I think that'll be okay for right now. All right, so we can kind of center it in the living room here. That seems kind of reasonable. We can do the same thing in the bedroom. All right, I over pushed it a little bit. One of the things you can do if you push it too far is the window will project down to the ground, and so you can kind of see where it is. So we can count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's just move it 1 click that way and then push it back in. All right, so there we have 2 windows. We will go Control D again real quickly. Put a window in the back of the house in a second. Let's say we want one in our bathroom. And for our bathroom window, we're going to make it 2 feet, so 8. And then we'll make it a foot. So we'll call it 4. And remember, it needs to be that 27. So I've got 4, which means I need to go up to 23. All right, so there's my, undo. All right, so there's my bathroom window, and I'm just going to, here we'll put it in the back over here. And for our window in the kitchen area, we will make this, let's make it 3 feet high instead of 4 feet. So what does that give me? 12. And we'll make this, instead of 5 feet, we will make it 4. And so now because of that, we've got a height of 12, but we need to be a total of 27. So that means we need to add 15. So we'll pull this up until it says 15 right there. And we'll just punch it in here for now. We'll go over real quickly. We can do that comparison. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're at 10. And 2 feet is 8. Okay, that'll work. I can make that work. All right, so we'll put this back into where it belongs. There you go. All right, so that's basically everything. All we have to do now is to group it all. So I'm going to highlight everything. I'm going to click the little group button. And let's turn off the transparent part. We'll make it blue. All right, and we can drop our layer down. So there you go. There's your basic little house. You've got your front door, bathroom, whatever else. And you can click export to an STL and call it good. So that is the basics in Tinkercad for how to kind of make your house. Start with your sketch, draw on the walls, group everything together.